Good morning. Today on Play to Win, what will it take for Georgia to topple Clemson? Will Kyle Pitts have more yards than Julio Jones? And which top 10 team is on upset alert? We'll talk about all that and more coming up next on the fastest 30 minutes in television, football's Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by Montlick Injury Attorneys. Our attorneys know what it takes to win. AT&T and Beaver Toyota. Welcome to football's Play to Win. With Falcons All-Pro defensive end Chuck Smith, Falcons All-Pro offensive tackle Bob Whitfield, Play to Win expert Jeffrey the Edge Schechter, college and SEC football expert Chris Marler, Falcons All-Pro wide receiver Terrence Mathis, and your host, Nikki Williams. Today's hometown team report is being brought to you by Montlick Injury Attorneys. Our attorneys know what it takes to win.
Happy Saturday morning, Atlanta. Today's hometown team report is brought to you by Montlick Injury Attorneys. Whole crew back in the house again. Bob Whitfield, Chuck Smith, Terrence Mathis, the rest of the crew joining us here in just a bit. Chuck, quick shout out to you though. Where's your son playing today?
Oh, they're playing at Elon. I'm on my way up there. Elon versus Wofford. Thanks for asking, Nikki.
You know, and while I've got you there, I just want to ask you about the Dirty Bird, because it seems to me that the Atlanta Falcons have finally embraced the culture of the Dirty Bird.
We are forever known. The nickname is the Dirty Bird. You can't get rid of it. So shout out to the Falcons. They got the Dirty Bird shows. They got Dirty Bird nests. They got Dirty Bird buggies. Hey, man, we are the Dirty Bird. So nonetheless, kudos. And guess what? Isn't it our 21st? What is our anniversary, fellas? I want to bring this out for all our folks that are watching. This is to commemorate 50 Super Bowls. We were in 33. Everybody who played in the Super Bowl has one of them, including my two partners, two real Dirty Birds. And they ain't just calling your show
Yes,
Dirty
sir.
Birds. Y'all some, we some real Dirty Birds.
I think we need to do it. I think we need to do it at the top of every show. Now, let's take a look at the top 10 teams right now. Who do we think is going to be knocked out of this because they're going to have a week 1 loss? Bob?
Ooh, that's going to be tough. But I look at, even if Georgia goes down to Clemson or Clemson goes down to Georgia, they'll still be in the top 10. And I don't think Florida can bring enough action to Notre Dame to make them lose. So unless in one of these other schools, Cincinnati, Iowa State, you know, I think the big schools at the top is going to stay at the top.
Business as usual there then for you. Terrence, what do you think?
Business as usual. We want the good teams in the top 10.
Let me see that list one more time. Did you say Iowa State was in the top 10? That could be, you know what? I know it's Northern Iowa, but listen, Iowa State is not used to being right where they are right now. They can go in there. It could be an upset right there because being in the top 10 takes a lot of like big ones to be in the top 10.
Chuck? Does it take a lot of big ones?
I think the big one's going to be the biggest one. I think Clemson is going to go down. Listen, I really believe the Dogs are going to come out and I'm telling you, establish the run. But the key to this year's Dogs is going to be Dan Lanning and that defense that Chris Marler, give him credit. He used to give Dan some props last year. But Georgia's defense, Clemson better watch out. I'm telling you, Dogs going to roll, going to shake up America the way I believe the Dogs going to put it on Clemson.
Well, moving on to our other hometown team, Georgia Tech, what do they need to do to keep off Northern Illinois? Bob?
Jeff Sims is going to have a great game out there. He's the leader at quarterback, and I look for him to have a solid year. He was the only freshman to start at Georgia Tech during that, I think, the last 40-something years. So I think he's improving on last year, and he's going to come out like gangbusters and light it up on the scoreboard.
Like gangbusters. Okay, guys, up next. Oh, it's a stat game. Chuck always has to get that last word in, guys. Up next, we're going to find out what Miami has got to do to knock off Alabama. That conversation continues. Stay with us. We'll be right back on Play to Win.
Recognized as a top-rated law firm for professional excellence in legal expertise, communication skills, and highest ethical standards. We are Montlick Injury Attorneys, and we know what it takes to win.
You want trucks? We got trucks. Linda Beaver here with an exciting announcement. Your pre-owned truck center is now open at Beaver Toyota. Seriously, whatever you want. Toyota, Ford, Chevrolet, Dodge, we got them all, and they're all on sale. There's never been a better time for you to get the truck and the price of your dreams. Oh, and for a limited time, the vehicles may be purchased with zero down and no payments for 3 months. Your pre-owned truck center is now open. Visit us at beavertoyotacoming.com. We're here to wow you.
You just want to meet your new niece.
Here she is.
But if slow upload speeds were to freeze your face and you accidentally snub a newborn,
Nothing is ever good enough for you.
just remember, you're not a bad sister.
This is going to be a problem.
You just need better internet.
AT&T Fiber delivers a faster internet experience with 25 times faster upload speeds than cable. Get AT&T Fiber. Plan starting at $35 a month for a year. Limited availability in select areas. Call 1-877 only ATT.
I know it looks like I'm trying to stop this plane, but I'm not. This is a Nissan sales event ad. Don't let that get away. This Rogue has more standard safety features than any car in its class, so you can handle almost anything.
Hurry in and save up to $52.62 on select models.
Better hurry before these deals take off.
Today's SEC and ACC report is being brought to you by your Southeastern Nissan dealer.
Welcome back. Your SEC ACC report is brought to you by your Atlanta Nissan dealers. Welcome back to the show. Chris Marlar, our favorite Georgia hater-ish sometimes. God. Anyways, we love to bring you on and have you talk about Georgia football, but that's coming up later in the show. Right now, I want to do our spotlight on a big game coming up, ACC spotlight, Notre Dame at FSU. What do you want to see out of the Noles, Chris?
Well, first off, I want to say thanks for having me on. You said that you love bringing me on like I was a guest, and I haven't been on the show for 3 years. But who do I want to say out of the Noles? I'm going to shoot you straight.
I'll treat you like you live here when you're nice about Georgia.
A single minute of this game. I think Notre Dame. If this is a bowl game, it would be the Spirit Airlines Bowl, because we're not going to enjoy any part of this experience, but it's going to get us to where we're going, which is the end of the college football weekend and the end of week one. And probably another losing season for Florida State. So, anytime Florida State plays Notre Dame, it should be a really big deal. But the last 3 years in a row, you've had a losing season. I don't think it goes well for the Noles.
LSU at UCLA. You think the Tigers make a statement week one?
Honestly, with everything happening right now in Louisiana, there's not a state in this country, there's not a fan base or a group of people that band together more and as a community than I think the people of New Orleans, the people of Louisiana. There's not a better coach in America for this situation. It's a very tough situation because you're displaced from your home and you're going 3,000 miles away across the country. I think LSU absolutely makes a statement and just puts it on UCLA today.
LSU always has a way of becoming America's team. Right. Every time they're going to make a statement, like this. Bob, go ahead.
They're going to go out to L.A. and get caught up in them edibles out in the recreation town, and then they won't be prepared to play.
Okay.
Whatever you say there, Bob. Guys, now it's time for our college football showdown.
Today's Showdown of the Week is being brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing.
It's Bama, it's Miami, and it's happening in Atlanta. You think the Canes can pull off a shocker? Chuck, I'll start with you.
Well, listen, to me, Alabama, they're replacing a lot of players, but Bama fills up with 5 stars. I don't quite think Miami's ready. You lose Russo, you didn't have him last year. You lose several guys in the draft. Listen, Alabama just reloads, but I think this game will be a little bit closer than people think. But I don't think Miami's up to the task.
What do you think, Chris?
I'm going to give you more stats because you guys know I love stats. I'm going to tell you that Nick Saban is 14-0 in the openers, and he's won 10 of these neutral site openers in a row by an average of 25 points. Mm-hmm. On the other side, you have Miami, who's 1-9 in their last 10 games against the top 10 and lost all those games by an average of 23 points. And 5 of them have been by 25 points or more. That being said, I think they're also going to play Alabama really close. I think they're going to put a lot of pressure on Bryce Young, try to get out of the pocket on the run a little bit and try to make it one-dimensional with those young receivers. I think Miami keeps it within 2 scores. It's a 19-point spread, but I think they'll cover.
All right, guys, you got to stick with us because we're about to make Chris talk about Georgia football. Which quarterback has the advantage at Georgia Clemson? We'll talk about it next on Play to Win.
I know it looks like I'm trying to stop this plane, but I'm not. This is a Nissan sales event ad. Don't let that get away. This Rogue has more standard safety features than any car in its class. So you can handle almost anything.
Hurry in and save up to $52.62 on select models.
Better hurry before these deals take off.
At Reliable Heating and Air, every day we roll out before the sun rises. We carry a lot in our trucks and use cutting-edge technology and work late so you can sleep easier. We get uncomfortable to restore your comfort and keep you cool all summer long. Heating, cooling, hot water, plumbing, and electrical. Our results make us always reliable.
Any size AC system, just $69.99 a month.
It's bow time. Real deal chicken sandwiches don't take shortcuts. Cause bold, hand-breaded chicken, huge pickles, and buttered buns just taste better. Try the new Bo's Chicken Sandwich for $3.99, only at Bojangles. It's bow time.
It's Chevy Truck Month, and it's time to add the perfect accessories to your new Chevy. Make it bolder. Make it work harder. Make it your own. Find new possibilities. Find new roads. Get great offers from GM Financial and $1,750 cash allowance on Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups. Plus, now during Truck Month, get a $1,000 accessory allowance towards the purchase of eligible accessories. Georgia drives Chevy. Find new roads.
Today's University of Georgia report is being brought to you by Beaver Toyota. We're here to wow ya.
Welcome back. Today's dog report is brought to you by Beaver Toyota. Let's break down some Georgia, Clemson, and we're going to start off by talking about the offense. Chris, whose offense is going to prevail?
So I think they're both going to have success. It was a little bit surprising, I'll say, that the over-unders here is only 50 because there's so much talent on both sides of the ball. I think Georgia is really talented at the running back position. I think they're going to be fine at receiver, even without George Pickens. I'm going to say Georgia. And the main reason why is this. Dabo Swinney said this week that they're going to be rotating centers. You're about to face the best interior defensive line, maybe the best front seven in all of college football. I wouldn't be rotating centers like it's a scrimmage. This is a premier matchup. I think Georgia's going to take advantage of being in the backfield all day.
Chuck?
I don't think any of the offense got an advantage. These defensive lines with Jordan Davis, Anthony Anderson, who's sneaky high up on everybody's draft board this year as a high draft pick. Then you got Miles Murphy, Davis, and the crew that's over there at Clemson. Then you got Brent Venables dialing up. Then Dan Lanning for Georgia. Listen, man, the quarterbacks, they might not be able to get the ball off. I'm telling you, these are two that, like Chris said, these defensive lines are bout it, in the words of old Master P.
You just aged yourself. Bob, do you think that the inexperience in Georgia's secondary should be a concern? I'm more concerned.
I don't think it shouldn't be a major concern because you can grow up real quick in big games like this. And I think you're going to face a Clemson quarterback that has some experience from last year that is looking to light it up on his first game in a spotlight showcase. So those defensive backs will be challenged, but this is the type of challenge that you want from a young player getting a chance to spotlight shine.
Too inexperienced, Chris? What do you think?
You know, honestly, I think we've already seen him in live action several times last year, and what he did at Notre Dame was really impressive, even though it came away with a loss. They have weapons everywhere, right? Both sides do. But Justin Ross, being the X factor, I wouldn't put all my eggs in that basket because he hasn't played football in 2 years. He's a fantastic player, but he's not had a lot of experience. So I think Georgia will be fine. And again, the best help for a young secondary is a good front seven getting after the quarterback, and I think they'll be able to do that.
Preach.
Quick pick, Georgia or Clemson? Who are you taking, Chris?
Oh, I'm taking Clemson, though. My bad. Because they got so many injuries. That's the only reason why. They'll come back and get them later.
Who do you pick, Chuck?
Dogs. I'm rolling with the dogs. I think the defense stands out. Dogs win.
Bob?
I second that. I go with the dogs. I like that defensive front. Jordan Davis,
My bad,
those guys going to get after it.
I'll change my pick.
And as a dog lover, I like that ratio. Yeah, okay, now we got all three on board. That means next week I'll give you less crap. Guys, stick with us when we come back. We're going to talk some Atlanta Falcons. You don't want to miss it. It's all coming up next on Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by your Atlanta Nissan dealers. This is It Barbecue and Atlanta Peach Movers.
All of us at Beaver Toyota would like to thank you for making us the #1 used vehicle dealer in all of Atlanta. We don't take that honor lightly. As a matter of fact, that's what we do. Buy from someone you trust. Buy from the used car leader, Beaver Toyota of Cumming. We're going to wow you.
We've owned a few different houses through the years. Your company was absolutely the best. They were so professional. Everything they did, they didn't get a mark on a wall or anything else. It was clean, it was friendly, and it was fun. And most of the time, moving is not fun. I'm going to give a great recommendation to Atlanta Peach Movers. It's always on time and it's always professional. There is no tree in Atlanta Peach Movers.
To schedule your move, call Atlanta Peach Movers today.
At Metro by T-Mobile, we don't think you should pay extra for unlimited 5G. Introducing the big 5G upgrade. Ditch Boost and Cricket and save half when you switch. Just $25 a month for one line of unlimited smartphone data with 5G access included. Plus, get a free Samsung Galaxy 5G with trade-in. All on the power of the T-Mobile 5G network. Rule your day with the big 5G upgrade. Only at Metro.
There's never been a better time for you to get the truck and the price of your dreams. Oh, and for a limited time, the vehicles may be purchased with zero down and no payments for 3 months. Your pre-owned truck center is now open. Visit us at beavertoyotacumming.com. We're here to wow you.
Today's Atlanta Falcons report is being brought to you by your Georgia Drive Chevy dealers. Chevrolet, find new roads.
And we are back. Our Falcons report brought to you by Georgia Drive Chevy. Welcome back to the show. Terrence Mathis breaking down some Atlanta Falcons football for us right now. What did you learn during the preseason, Terrence?
What I've learned is they're running a new offense and a new defense. That's all I know. That's what I've learned. See, but here's the thing. You get a lot of people are giving this team an excuse saying, well, I even heard announcer says, well, Arthur Smith has not opened up his playbook yet whatsoever. So are there 2 playbooks? So is there a playbook for the preseason where only these guys run those plays and then the starters run the other plays? The same plays come out of the same playbooks that you've seen in the preseason. Now, defensively, after the first game, I was shocked that they went down so far because first game, I seen execution, alignment, assignment, and energy. And I haven't seen that since. And I haven't seen that from the offense at all yet. So what have I learned? Just be patient and wait for the season opener.
Anything that stood out to you, Bob?
When you don't play your key players and you're learning a new team with a new coach, like T said, you want to see the depth of that playbook. You want to see it work together. One of the things I did like to see was when both tight ends were on the field together. When you have Pitts and you have him as a receiving tight end, then you have Hurst as a blocking tight end, but then they can both run routes and they can both do things to disrupt defense. So I like that set. That is a great set, the 2 tight end set, and I want to see the Falcons exploit that a lot.
And focusing on offense, how will Arthur Smith's rushing attack from the Titans translate to the Falcons? Chuck, I'll start with you.
Smashing, Nikki. Slugfest. That's what you want to do. Listen, when you got a team that doesn't have equal talent to some of the best teams, running the ball is best. And Bob would tell you, and he can talk about that, offensive linemen love to run the ball. And the Falcons run the ball to protect Matt Ryan. But listen, I say this all the time. You run the ball for toughness, you throw the ball for points. Bob can relate, T-Mac can relate. Be physical, Falcons.
Yeah, Chuck, speaking on that offensive line, there has to be a chemistry with the running backs. And that is a new running backfield that you're going to see. It's not Gurley's, no Ito Smith. You coming in with new guys, new players that's going to have to gel with that offensive line. So I look for that running game to be very smash mouth, but I think it has to be utilized to get the play action set up for Matt Ryan. So they're going to have to run the ball regardless if they're getting 4 yards of carry or not.
And Terrence, looking at defense, are you concerned with the Falcons' ability to generate a pass rush?
No, they've shown that they can send pressure from all over the field, from the safeties, from the corners, from linebackers, and they can move those defensive linemen around. They've shown they can create a pass rush. They just haven't seen it the last 2 preseason games.
All right, guys, when we come back, we're going to talk Julio Jones and Kyle Pitts and who ranks up against who. Stick with us. We'll be right back on Play to Win.
It's Chevy Truck Month, and it's time to add the perfect accessories to your new Chevy. Make it bolder. Make it work harder. Make it your own. Find new possibilities. Find new roads. Get great offers from GM Financial and $1,750 cash allowance on Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups. Plus, now during Truck Month, get a $1,000 accessory allowance towards the purchase of eligible accessories. Georgia drives Chevy. Find new roads.
This is it. Oh, this is it. Down South Style Barbecue.
This is it. Barbecue and Seafood brings back its best value. 2 for $32. 1 for Saturday and 1 for Sunday. 2 dinners, 2 desserts, 2 drinks, all for just $32.
Now order online at thisisitbbq.com.
Opening soon, Union City. It's still the Rib Tips.
I know it looks like I'm trying to stop this plane, but I'm not. This is a Nissan sales event ad. Don't let that get away. This Rogue has more standard safety features than any car in its class, so you can handle almost anything.
Hurry in and save up to $52.62 on select models.
Better hurry before these deals take off.
The next generation of hair transplant procedures is here. X-Acto Pro is a revolutionary procedure that takes hair transplants to a completely new level. Hair Restoration Specialist of Atlanta is the only hair transplant clinic that offers this new hair technology. The next 10 clients during the month of September will also receive $1,000 off this new procedure and $2,000 in additional savings. We are the top choice in hair restoration, so call us today to book your procedure and let's get you back to the hair you deserve and love.
Today's NFL report is being brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air, servicing Atlanta's heating and air conditioning needs for over 40 years.
Welcome back. Our NFL report is brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. I feel a game coming on. Let's do a fun little game and call it the NFL versus the Falcons. Question 1, will a rookie quarterback have more passing yards than Matt Ryan? Chuck, I'm coming to you first.
I think yes. I think the Falcons this year are going to be a running team. I think Matt will do his thing. But I'm going to tell you who I really think could throw for more yards than Matt Ryan. It's going to surprise you two guys and you, Nikki. Justin Fields, the Chicago Bears. He's airing it out. He's fantastic. Their receivers are, hey, watch I tell you now. Listen, I don't know what's going to happen, but I can tell you this. He has a shot to have a fantastic year. Y'all hating on Justin? Okay, you're going to see.
Terrence, what do you think? And stick to the question.
No. Matt Ryan will still throw for a lot of yards. He won't attempt a lot of passes, but he'll complete more and he'll have more efficient yards and effective yards. Hopefully this offensive playbook will open up for the Atlanta Falcons. And with these rookies starting, I can see them toning down the playbook a little bit until they're along their way 2-3 years from now.
Question number 2, who's going to have the most receiving yards? Is it Kyle Pitts? Is it Julio Jones? Bob, what say you?
Ooh, this is a tough one because I must say Kyle Pitts because I like him for fantasy football lineups. Kyle Pitts. He showed out in the last preseason game when he finally got in the field. He can do some things. I like that 2 tight end set. And I just like the fact that he's the big, tall kid that can stretch the field in the middle, similar to Julio Jones. So he is the Julio Jones heir apparent, and I want him to have Julio-like numbers. So I'm going to go with Kyle Pitts over Julio, even though I'm not totally against, knowing that it's going to be correct, but I'm going to put my fantasy faith in Kyle Pitts.
Is he just being a fanboy? Chuck, is he being a fanboy?
Nah. He ain't being a fanboy. But let me drop some knowledge on you, Bob. I really believe that if Julio Jones is healthy, right, he's been beat up. And that's one of the biggest problems he had with the Atlanta Falcons. But motivation is something now. I've had years when I was hurt and then people kind of called me out and I was a little more motivated. Julio Jones really got kind of called out by the Falcons organization and particularly Arthur Blank. So if there's any reason to be motivated when someone says you're a problem, you don't work, all these other things, there's no lack of motivation for Julio, but I think he'll have a great year. And I think he's going to have a lot of yards.
Well, you guys aced it. I wasn't keeping track of anything you guys said as far as scores go, but great job. Participation trophy for everybody, guys. When we come back, we're going to have our picks for the week. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back on Football's Play to Win.
Every day, we roll out before sunrise. Our dedication is what makes us reliable. Heating, cooling, hot water, plumbing, and electrical. Our results make us always reliable.
Any size AC system, just $69.99 a month.
On or off the field, we all have rules to play by. But what happens after a serious car crash? When the insurance company won't play fair? At Montlick & Associates, we know injury law, and we know what it takes to win. After all, we've been winning in our field for over 35 years. If you've been injured, we're here to help. Simply dial #WIN from your cell phone for your free consultation. That's #946.
Here we go. And we go up.
You're the proud owner of the fastest growing gym in town. And your online classes are a big reason why. But if slow upload speeds end up straining your growth because your business has cable.
Oh, we're holding. What's going on?
Just remember.
If you hear me, put your kettlebells down.
You're not a bad gym owner. You just need better internet.
AT&T Business Fiber delivers 25 times faster upload speeds than cable to help keep your business growing. Limited availability in select areas. Call 1-844-641-FAST.
I know it looks like I'm trying to stop this plane, but I'm not. This is a Nissan sales event ad. Don't let that get away. This Rogue has more standard safety features than any car in its class, so you can handle almost anything.
Hurry in and save up to $52.62 on select models.
Better hurry before these deals take off.
We get uncomfortable to restore your comfort. Our commitment is what makes us reliable. Heating, cooling, hot water, plumbing, and electrical. Our results make us always reliable.
Only $19.99 a month for a new water heater.
Today's college and NFL predictions is being brought to you by This Is It Barbecue.
Welcome back. Our college and NFL predictions are brought to you by This Is It Barbecue. Jeffrey the Ed Schechter not in with us today, but he did give us his picks, handling them with care. Bob Whitfield and Chris Marler. Bob, take it away.
Hey, let me put a little sauce on this for This Is It. Army +2 over Georgia State. Jeffrey's going with Army. I'm going with Georgia State. And this is a big one, a doozy. And Miami +20. And he's going with Miami with the points, but I think Alabama will beat them by 40. So I'm going with Alabama to cover the spread. Jeffrey got Miami. Let's go to Chris for the rest of the games.
All right, so Georgia Clemson, it's a tough bet here. I guess Georgia +3. I would probably get a line of the hook on it, maybe +3.5. Feel a little more comfortable with that. I'm not betting on this other game. I thought it was a problem if you're betting on Army first off, but if we're betting with Florida State, who's been terrible the last 3 years, no chance. I'm just gonna save my money. Go to This Is It.
Well,
This is it.
I don't think you can lose either way with that, guys. And you know what? Not having Jeffrey here, he cannot argue with you. So the good news is you guys can carry that conversation on with us online all week until we see you next week, Saturday, 9 a.m. on Fox 5. Thanks for joining us for another week of Football's Play to Win.
Today's show has been brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air, Bojangles, and your Georgia Drive Chevy dealers, Chevrolet. Find new roads.
I think Julio Jones not only will have a fantastic year in more than Kyle Pitts, but I think he's going to have a spectacular year for the Titans.
Probably the toughest matchup or the best matchup this week, it's Chuck versus the word spectacular. Just bottom line. I mean, that has to be